Yeah, well, I mean, they had them jam it right in there. Didn't even know what it was. Just jammed it right in. No, I know it's ridiculous. They had to shave the skull down and everything. It's crazy. No, let's focus though. Hey everybody, welcome. Great to have you back. Episode 1 in the can. Here we are in episode 2. Fantastic, and y'all are back. That's wonderful news. Listen, if you want to get in touch with your old buddy Leander, just send a rat my way. I mean that quite literally. If you ideally, either you know some magic or have a friend that knows some magic, and use said magic to summon a magical rat or influence a rat magically to send it my way with your message. But this line of communication is not only open to magic users or magic user adjacent folk. If you really need to get Leander a message, it's a simple process. Just step 1. Have you or someone you know write a short message on a small piece of paper. Step 2, catch yourself a rat. Step 3, tie your message around one of the rat's little legs. And step 4, let that rat go, because I got news for you. Sooner or later, every rat ends up in Leander Steinbelly's sewer pocket dimension. So I will get your message. It might take a little while. But hey, I'm not going anywhere. This week, Valor, he sat down and talked with me. I'm not sure he ever quite understood what he was doing here, but nonetheless, we had an interesting conversation. So let's do it up, and here we go. Out. I hope it wasn't too difficult to get here. Interdimensional travel can make some people feel uncomfortable.
It was very damp and...
Oh, thank you.
What?
The dampness. Yeah, you're welcome.
Is this a desirable quality?
Well, yeah, I've had the sewer here very comfortable. That's why I created it as my sort of interdimensional space where we can sit down and talk and be comfortable. Aren't you comfortable here?
I am uncomfortable. You chose this?
Well, yes. I mean, look, I'm very comfortable in the dark and I'm very comfortable underground. I've spent a lot of time navigating sewers in various cities, particularly in Waterdeep. So this is sort of a friendly space for me, and I've created it in sort of a way that everyone is sort of a heightened version of themselves here. So as you'll notice, I'm just good old half elf Leander Steinbelly when I'm here in the uh, sewer pocket dimension, personal sewer pocket dimension. I've noticed that you appear to be exactly the same, Valor.
Yes, I'm Valor, and you are no longer a lizard.
Well, that's correct. Here in the Steam Belly personal sewer dimension, I am no longer a lizard. Out there, still lizard folk. In here, just good old friendly Leander. Thank you for noticing. But as I said, you're just Valor, which is surprising. You've always been Valor, I guess. No unusual deviations in your personality, would you say?
I am Valor. I have a question.
Certainly, Valor. What can I help you with?
Do you think the lizard form is an improvement?
Well, that's a very interesting question. I wouldn't say improvement. I wouldn't say detriment. I would just say it's different, and it's going to take me a little time to get used to it. But certainly, I'd much rather be alive than dead. So I'm very happy. I don't want to look a gift lizard in the mouth. I know that there's magic out there available that allows people to come back as their true initial form. I'm not real sure why that wasn't available to me, but I'm back and back as a lizard folk, and I guess I'm gonna get used to it and get on with being Leander.
If it is any consolation, the lizard is more symmetrical.
Thank you, I guess.
Yes.
Uh, okay, well then, thank you. I mean, clearly this is not the first lizard folk that you know. You've been traveling with Razik for quite some time,
Yes.
and
Razik is my companion.
yes, yes, I understand that, and I understand that he met you when he was in. He and the crew were in Daggerford. Is that correct?
Yes,
And at that time, you were working for a Master Crawford. Is that correct?
indeed, a noble criminal.
Yeah, so you were doing criminal work for Master Crawford.
I was not.
Oh, really? Well, then what were you doing?
I pick a box up and take it to the dock and drop the box off.
So you were taking boxes from wherever Master Crawford told you to pick them up and taking them to the dock and dropping them off.
Yes,
And what was in these boxes?
I did not check. That was not my role.
So you're picking boxes up at the direction of a master criminal, correct?
Yes.
And you are taking those boxes to the dock, once again, as instructed by a master criminal,
Yes.
and you're not looking in the boxes because not your job. Master criminal said you don't need to do that.
Yes. She assured me I would not have to engage in violence. She said my appearance was deterrent enough. This was true.
Well, yeah, you're definitely a big guy. Wouldn't well, I'd want to meet you in a dark alley, but most people would not want to meet you in a dark alley. But I guess what I'm getting at here is if you don't know what was in the boxes and you were doing this all for a master criminal, how do you know you weren't engaged in criminal activity?
I was not. I moved the boxes.
Well, yeah, no, I get that. We've covered the fact that you were a box mover, but isn't it possible that by moving said boxes, you were somehow engaged in some criminal enterprise?
It's possible. However, in the stories, sometimes thieves have a heart of gold. Master Crawford had a heart of gold.
Oh, that's right. You're a lot of your motivation, a lot of your understanding about the world is crafted around these stories.
Yes,
And where did you learn these stories from, Valor?
the son of the master.
Oh boy. Razik warned me not to get too deep into this, but we're
Is
we're
a
we're gonna
touchy subject.
yes, and I'd prefer you don't do any touching, thank you. So I'll be very gentle. Uh, the master created
I
you,
have
yeah.
a question.
Oh yeah, sure, Valor.
This stool is quite sticky. May I crouch?
Oh boy.
Would you
You'd
be
certainly.
offended?
Well, you could crouch if you'd like. We could switch. Would you like to switch seats? Maybe this one is a little less sticky for you.
I have a suspicion it is not.
Well, you might want to give it a shot. Like, let's at least try it, and you might be surprised. What do you say?
Give it a shot. We will switch.
Okay, wonderful. How is it? Is it less sticky?
It is more sticky.
Okay, you can crouch, Valor. That'll be fine.
I will.
Okay, so where were we? The master created you, yes?
Yes.
And there was a boy involved, yes?
Yes.
And let's just say things didn't go super well, correct?
I would advise you not to continue conversing about this further.
Yeah, I completely agree, Valor. We're gonna move right ahead. So you're no longer with the master. You're hanging out with Master Crawford, right? And there's a boy there too, right?
Ah, yes. The boy prophet.
The boy prophet. And
Yes.
it turns out you've got a sort of friendship or knowledge of the boy prophet in common with Razik and that crew, right?
Yes. He was their young ward first. He was merely my friend. Now he is my young ward.
Right. But you're not really looking out for him just quite yet because it seems like there's a little unfinished business that you've yet to conduct.
Hopefully soon.
I can understand that. If this is going to be your ward, you want to get to protecting as soon as possible.
Yes.
So let's uh, talk about that a little bit. Uh, you are looking forward to achieving all the necessary accomplishments with the current adventuring group so that you can move on and be the protector for one Sprite Pepsi. Yes.
We must conclude the hero's journey, yes. I thought it was concluded, but it evidently is not.
Yeah, it seems like there's quite a bit of unfinished business going on.
Yes.
Speak, Speaking of which, what about what about those three previous forms that you found outside of the Cantor's place?
I believe those were past forms of myself.
Think it's a wise idea to just leave them sitting down there?
I do not think they can be used without me. And in any case, they are past versions. I am the completed product.
Well, I certainly hope so. I'd hate to see the next iteration in this development cycle.
What is that throat noise you make?
Well, that's just me laughing. Don't you ever laugh, Valor?
I think I have laughed, yes.
Well, what do you say we try it? How about if I tell you a joke and then we can laugh together?
We can engage in this activity.
Okay, here we go. Uh, what does a horny toad say?
I do not know.
Rub it.
Did I miss the cue?
well, you know, like
Was that a foible?
it's not a foible. You just didn't get the joke. It's you know what? Let's move on.
Was it sex?
Well, I mean, it wasn't sexual per se, but there was it was a little ribald. If you get my meaning. Well, of course you
I
don't
do.
get my meaning. You didn't laugh. Okay. You know, maybe this isn't going so well. You
Is
know,
this not the desired conversation?
well, it is, but it seems like we've gotten off the rails a little bit. I was really hoping, you know, to sort of make amends with you. I know that we didn't really get off on the right foot when we first met. You didn't seem to like me very much, and I was hoping that we could sort of mend fences a little bit here.
You tried to put excrement in me, and then
Well, see, I think that's where the misunderstanding comes from. It wasn't excrement, right? The They're simply good berries, right? And the way that my magic manifests itself is I squeezed them out of this old dead rat here, uh, and yeah, the whole reason I was trying to give them to you in the first place is because Razik told me you needed them before I left, and that he gave you good berry.
That was a misunderstanding on Razik's part. I allow him to do this thing because it brings him joy.
Oh well.
I
See,
do not require sustenance.
see that it's just a misunderstanding all the way around, and there was never any risk, right, of me like rubbing any excrement into you. That's not the way Leander rolls. I was just trying to follow instructions that Razik gave me.
I will forgive you for this offense then. However, context clues from the group told me that you are a slightly unpleasant person to be around.
Well, now, see, that's one group's opinion, right? I would highly suggest that you think for yourself, right?
I do.
Because, well, truth is, Leander's a real joy to be around, and I'm glad that we sort of talked through this initial misunderstanding. That makes me real happy, Valor.
I am glad. My purpose for coming down here is that Razik said you were feeling out of sorts.
Oh well, that's awful nice of both Razik and of you. And so I don't know that I agree that I'm feeling out of sorts. I'm certainly not out of sorts here.
Yes, you are back to your asymmetrical form.
Well, I don't know that that's really necessary, but I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to focus on the fact that we've cleared up this misunderstanding, that we're getting along great, and we're having this fantastic conversation so that I can get to know you a little bit better and all the people can get to know you a little bit better.
This as well, I have a query.
Yes, what's that?
Does this place have an odor? I cannot smell, but I suspect that it does.
Well, that's a good suspicion on your part. It smells just like a sewer smells. Do you
Excrement.
well, yes, but, don't worry, all right? There won't be any rubbing or attempted insertions of any excrement. This is just taking excrement from, point A to point B, letting it, be on its merry way.
I understand, but we are in your. I do not recall what you called it.
It's the, sewer pocket dimension, my own private sewer pocket dimension. It's a lovely, place where, I could be the most Leander that I can be, and all of my guests get to be the sort of most pure essence of themselves that they can be. And in your case, that means you are exactly the same as you were when I met you outside of Tabor.
Was there a chance I would look different?
Well, most people, they're a little bit different, right, in their head, right, than they are in whatever world they occupy. Uh, in my case, I'm much different now. I'm still, the half elf Leander in my head, but out there, I'm now a lizard folk. And so, yes, it's a little unusual that you are exactly the same. But I guess I should have been surprised. Uh, I don't mean to be rude, but there's not a lot of depth there, Valor. You're very forthcoming with all of your thoughts and whatever limited emotions you might be having.
I do not know if I should take offense to this.
Oh no, 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 no! Don't take offense. Don't take offense. We're doing good. We were just making up. Uh, I think this has been a wonderful conversation. I think people are really going to enjoy this.
A point of clarification. What you
Yes.
are speaking to now is the emergent portion of a much more complicated system.
Uh, what's that now? I'm not sure I follow you.
Hmm. I do not know how to describe this to you.
there's some more complicated emergent system.
I am the emergent system.
You're an emergent system, and
Yes.
there's a more complicated version of you.
Most of me, yes.
Oh boy, I don't know that I've got the time or the skill to uncover a more complicated version of you that may be emergent. Um,
Then we will not.
okay, well, if if we're not going to get into it, maybe we just call it here. What do you say?
I have a question.
Certainly.
What is the purpose of this conversation?
Well, I sort of thought we just went. Well, the purpose of this conversation is we get to know each other a little better, right? We cleared some air, which was nice, right?
Yes, we
I'm,
did.
I'm certainly getting to know you a lot better, right? Which is wonderful. And we're going to let all the people listen to this through their sending stones. And so they're going to get to know more about you and a little bit more about me and hopefully be entertained in the process.
I require clarification on that last point. What do you
What,
mean?
you mean the other people listening to this and their sending stones?
Yes.
Well, we, uh, we record the conversation, right? In the whisper jar, right? So that we can replay it into a sending stone, so that everyone who has one of the Federal Work Industry sending stones, right, can then listen to this conversation.
How many people routinely listen to you?
Oh well, like I don't get into numbers so much, but I've got to assume we're in the hundreds at this point. Federal Work Industries has a great distribution system.
Do they listen to you voluntarily?
Well, of course they listen to me voluntarily, Valor. I'm a very charming individual.
Was ha 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 ha.
Yeah, see, there you go. That's
That was a joke.
well, it wasn't quite a
Ha ha ha.
okay. We're getting closer, Valor. But yeah, no, they listen voluntarily because it's fun and it's entertaining and they get to learn more about you, buddy.
I hope they have learned more about me then. If hmm.
Is there how about this? Is there anything that you think that people don't know about you that they should know about you?
I do not think so. If I do not know them, then I do not necessarily care if they know me.
Okay, fair enough. A private individual. Nothing wrong with that. Little strange for you to come and be on the show, I guess, but I guess, if you're doing Razik a favor, uh, I can't be upset with that.
I was not
Uh,
aware this was for an audience.
oh yeah, well, no, I mean, not here in the sewer, but there's going to be a lot of people listening.
Do you think they can hear the dripping?
Well, no, they can't hear the dripping. The whisper jar isn't really that sensitive. That's why we put it on the table right here between us, so just to make sure that it'll catch everything that we say.
That would be sonically unpleasant.
Okay. Well, if you want to be the new audio engineer for the show, you can talk to my sister slash crossbow drawstring Leonella, and the two of you can work it out.
I do not understand this.
You, what my sister slash band leader slash talent booker slash audio engineer Leonella Steambelly.
Yes, the black ooze.
Hey, the Black Ooze. Well, in an unfortunate event, my sister fell into what could best be described as a filthy swamp. I went to rescue her, and this is all that was left, and all I was able to retrieve from said swamp. But she continues to be a lovely individual. She continues to speak to me on the regular, right? And the form may have changed, much like my form in the real world has changed, right? But she's still just as delightful an individual and just as talented. So, if you are interested, right, in uh, taking over the audio engineering portion of this show, might I suggest, right, that you first sign up as an intern under Leonella so that you can learn all that she has to teach you.
I do not want this position, but I would be interested in conversing with your sister Ooze.
Okay, well, let's see if we can't get that arranged. We'll just turn this whisper jar off, and the three of us will sit down and see if I can't. I mean, she usually just talks to me, but I'll see if we can arrange some sort of connection and some sort of communication. How does that sound, buddy?
Is there a way that I could converse with her without you present?
Oh, I don't know if I don't know if I'm quite comfortable with that, Valor.
I have found
Uh,
myself growing fatigued.
Okay, well, you want to call it a day, buddy?
I believe so.
All right, well, we're good now, right? You and I.
What does that mean?
Well, we've worked out our misunderstanding, and we might not be the best of friends, but you're not going to actively try and hurt me if you see me in the future.
Yes, I do not actively dislike you.
Well, I feel like that might be the best I'm going to get, everybody. Valor, it's been a pleasure. Have a good one, all.
Goodbye, audience.
Well, I don't think I could go so far as to say I made a new friend, but maybe at least I've reduced my enemy count by 1. I guess that's it for the. Oh wait, that's right, Ella. Our first sponsorship. Let me hold on. Let me get my glasses on. Here we go. Sex with utensils is okay, but dinner without cabbage is like live streaming without gamer subs. Are you kidding me? Is this really a? This is. We'll straighten this out, folks. Ella, we can't say stuff. That's ridiculous.